Muharram is the first month of the Islamic year. It moves around and starts on a different day in the Western calendar every year because Islam uses a lunar rather than a solar calendar. And with me to talk about Muharram is Dr. Musharraf Hussain of the Karimia Institute. Musharraf, you're very welcome.
I'm delighted to be here, Tom.
The first month of the Islamic year, it means many things, and I know it means two in particular. So will you introduce it to us?
It's very interesting that the Prophet, when he came to Medina, and in Medina, this is a city north of Mecca in what is nowadays called Saudi Arabia. Here there were the pagans, the idol worshippers, disbelievers, but there was a significant number of Jews living in forts and well-fortified towns around Medina. And when the Prophet came to Medina, he noticed that they used to fast, particularly in Muharram on the 10th. And when he asked them, why do you fast on the 10th? They said, well, this is the day that we were freed from slavery. And in order to thank God, we do this. And the Prophet then ordered his followers that we too will fast because Moses is my brother. We too, we will fast. And so the Muslims have this practice of fasting on the 10th of Muharram. But one of the reasons why Muharram is remembered in many parts of the Muslim world, particularly in Southeast Asia and in Turkey and many parts of the Middle East, is because of a very significant martyrdom, the martyrdom of the grandson of the Prophet. And this is hugely significant for many, many reasons. I think it led to a very important political divisions within Islam. And also perhaps Islam took a different course from that thereon. So it's a very important milestone. And we certainly every year celebrate this or commemorate the martyrdom. And it's significant that we commemorate this for many reasons. I think one, it shows the vulnerability of human beings, no matter even if they are the grandson of the Prophet, that they too have to face the inevitability of human life and human condition, that they too have to suffer like the rest of humanity. And of course, through that, we learn something very important about the fact that we have to be patient, we have to suffer, and I think something even more fundamental, which is just like Imam Hussain, the grandson of the Prophet, stood up against a tyrant of his time, the ruler of his time, Yazid. Similarly, by commemorating this every year, it really makes us reflect on the fact that do we have social injustices around us? Do we have tyrants around us? And how do we interact with those tyrants? How do we behave towards those tyrants? But let me sort of give a little background so people can really understand what was the significance of this martyrdom and what is this about. As you will know, that after the death of the Prophet in 632 AD, the Prophet was succeeded by one of his great disciples, Abu Bakr, who ruled for 2.5 years, and after his death he was ruled by Umar. Umar became the second ruler, then Osman, and finally Ali, the son-in-law of the Prophet, became the fourth caliph or the ruler of the Muslims. And he was married to the Prophet's daughter Fatima, and he had two sons, Hassan and Hussein. When Ali died, his kingdom was, or the Muslim empire at that time, was divided into two parts. There was Amir Muawiyah, one of the great disciples as well, who was appointed as a governor, but decided that no, he was very powerful, therefore he took over Syria and he began to rule. And there was a conflict between him and Ali. And when Ali died, his son Hassan, the eldest son, took over as the new ruler of the Muslims. But Hassan was a very calm and a very soft, gentle person. He's obviously the grandson of the Prophet. He decides to abdicate in favor of Amir Muawiyah. And so he abdicates, and now Amir Muawiyah becomes the ruler of the whole of the Muslim empire, which now extends into North Africa, as far as India, and the whole of the Middle East is ruled.
And Muawiyah ruled from Jerusalem?
He ruled from Damascus. His capital was in Damascus, but Jerusalem was under his control, certainly. And when he died, he was succeeded by his infamous son Yazid. Now, I say infamous because he was somebody who actually broke most of the laws of Islam in terms of piety, of being worshipful, of being a true Muslim. He didn't have any of those traits, as the historians tell us that. He's somebody who was what we would call a unrighteous and almost wicked, sinful ruler. So you had the son of a grandson of the Prophet, Hussain in Medina, who obviously, being the grandson of the Prophet, was famous, was a great learned person, and since his father had ruled the Muslim world, and he was based in Iraq, Ali was based in Iraq, the people in Iraq began to woo him, invite him that you must come and we will support you, and you must come and take over, because we cannot have this tyrant ruling us. So Hussein goes to Iraq, where he's betrayed, sadly, and he and his followers are slaughtered by Yazid. And in order to remember this, that here was a man who had a very small army, but stood up against a tyrant in order to stand up for justice. So we celebrate, we commemorate this occasion by remembering the 10th of Muharram.
So Muharram is both the migration,
That's right,
and it is also on the 10th of the month, the memory of the martyr Hussain.
That's right, yes.
I know that you have written about this, and not only can the book be bought, but it can be downloaded from your website.
Yes, that's right, yes. And I hope people enjoy reading it. Yes.
Well, we've certainly enjoyed having you with us here today. Thank you.